Hey guys, Adam here. Just want to reach out first and foremost, say congratulations. So excited that you guys have found a wonderful house. Now I want to reach out and tell you how we're going to inspect it. We are entering the due diligence process. Everything has been roses so far. This is going to be the most important part of the contract, and it's going to get stressful. I'm here for you. I can be more than your real estate agent. If you need a therapist and you're getting overwhelmed, which you might, give me a shout. I'm here for you. Let's talk about what's going to be happening behind the scenes now that you've gone under contract. So our team is going to send out the contract, the binding contract, to the closing attorney, to the lender, to you, with a list of important dates, all the time contingencies as far as the earnest money, the due diligence, the appraisal, the finance, the closing disclosure, and the closing date, right? So when do all those items need to be addressed by? And we'll make sure we're staying on top of everything. When we do send that over to the closing attorney, they're going to send you an introduction email. On that email, there are going to be two items. There's going to be the buyer's worksheet. That's going to be your personal information. Go ahead and fill that out. Probably takes about 10 minutes. Just going to get you set up, ready for closing. Also on there is going to be the earnest money wiring instructions. Let's talk about that right quick. Wire fraud is huge right now. I want you to independently, outside of that email, Google search that closing attorney's firm, find a phone number, pick up the phone, confirm the wiring instructions with a real human being over the phone from that closing attorney. Before you send any wire, make sure you do that. I don't care if your earnest money is $10, super important. All right, let's get down to the inspection. We have wonderful inspectors. If you don't have an inspector, don't worry. We've vetted, we've gone through inspectors. We really trust the ones that we like to use, and we are happy to go ahead and schedule the inspection for you. Just let us know. If your uncle's friend's brother is a general contractor and you really trust him, chances are they probably don't have the resources, the software, the tools to do a proper inspection. If they are a licensed and certified inspector, good on them. Let's do it. That's great. But if they're not, let us do the inspection. We trust these guys. I trust they're going to do a good job for you, and you're in good hands. So during the inspection, there is going to be a laundry list of items that are wrong with the house. Completely normal. Probably 40 to 100 pages worth, actually. So after the inspection, because there's so much stuff wrong with the house, the inspector is going to go over the list with us. Half of that stuff he's not really even going to blink an eye at because it's very small. He is going to go over his key findings with us, and that is what we really want to pay attention to. Later that night, you'll receive a copy of the inspection report, assuming you've already paid for it, in your email. Look over the inspection report. I'll do the same. And over the next couple of days, we need to put together a list of probably 10 to 15 items we want the seller to address. If the seller is an investor, house flipper, builder, whatever, labor is cheaper for them than cash to close. So they probably want to do the work. So what we'll do is we'll put together a list. We'll put it on an amendment to address concerns. We'll send over that they are going to make the repairs. If the seller is going to do the repairs, then I highly recommend 7 days before closing getting a reinspection to make sure those repairs are up to the inspector's standards. If there's anything, and there always is, that they didn't do or they didn't address properly, we then have 7 days to make sure that they do it correctly. Now, if the owner is an owner-occupied homeowner, meaning just normal, like us, lives in the house, is selling their house, chances are they probably don't have access to, electricians. They don't have a buddy who's a plumber, contractors, that sort of thing. So they want to just throw cash at it, put a monetary value towards it. You guys come to an agreement, and then you work it out. House is sold as is, and you make those repairs prior to moving in, or you just save that and you budget for those repairs down the road. It's totally up to you. Other things I want to talk about that we should be looking at on the inspection report are termites. I would highly recommend independently getting a termite inspection as well. That is on top of the home inspection. I would also look at getting a radon test. Radon is, here in Georgia, we have a lot of rock that's under the soil. It's something you can't see. It's the second leading cause of lung cancer. Really important. It costs about $175. No brainer, right? Get that done. Also, too, a bigger ticket item. Until 1980, cast iron drain lines were put into every house in the city. So chances are the house that you're buying has a cast iron drain. I would highly recommend getting a snake scope, so like a sewer scope of that. It costs about $275, something like that. But that $300 you're going to spend on that could save you $3,000 down the road if there was a huge crack or a tree root going through it, or say, it just got sawed in half by the, Sonic the Hedgehog or something like that. Okay, so after we negotiate our repairs, we are going to be moving on to the appraisal. That's the real estate side. I still think there are other things that you should inspect during your due diligence period. Those items are your budget, especially if you're on the top end of your budget, right? So what is your monthly payment? This is a great time to get with your lender and go ahead and lock in those numbers, because you have that exact property. You know what the taxes are going to be. So you're going to be getting insurance quotes during this time as well, which is another great topic. You should be getting insurance quotes for your homeowner's insurance during this time. But look at your budget, make sure you feel comfortable with that. If you do, let's move on. We'll keep going. Other things to inspect: your commute. Drive to the property and drive to work. Drive to the property after work. Make sure you feel good about it. Nothing is worse than feeling like you bought a house, but it's too far from work, because you're going to end up selling it in 2 years because you're unhappy with this Atlanta traffic that is inevitable. Other things that you need to inspect that I cannot help you with are school ratings, crime rates, and, identifying where sex offenders live. If a sex offender lives next door, and even if I hop on a website and I can see that map, I can't tell you that. There are state regulations and laws that require that you do that search independently. It's called steering. I'm not allowed to help you with it, but I would highly recommend you look at those items, especially crime rates, right? So you need to know the area where you're moving into, and take care and do your own, no pun intended, due diligence. So that's pretty much it. As always, as we go through this process, feel free to ask questions. If the inspection report is really bad, I've said this before, I'll say it again, I will not let you buy the house, or at least I'll try to talk you out of it. Anyway, I hope it goes really well for you. If you have any questions, I'm here to help. I hope y'all have a wonderful day, and we'll see you at the inspection.